When I was a kid, man, I went to Fuxing. It was really tough, and I was the only white kid there. So you can imagine, man, little kids can be mean. And
Ruthless.
那个老外 or 白人. I didn't understand it when I was a kid. Just like, oh, well, I feel like crap. Thanks. People tend to like to pick on the only person who is different.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show today. My name is John Drummond, or Yang Haoen.Hello,
大家好，欢迎各位再度来到 NG 英文，我是 Angela。We
have a great episode for you today with my good friend Johnny, who is known around the Taiwanese and music community as Johnny Be Goode.
是的，今天我们的来宾是一位台湾美国混血、颜值爆表的型男 DJ Johnny Be Goode。My
guest today is half Taiwanese, half American. He is a producer, DJ, event organizer, and so much more. So everyone, please welcome my good friend, Johnny.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
COVID. What's up, my brother? Welcome to NG Ingwen. It's great to have you on the show, man. You have been staying busy.
I'm trying, doing what I can.
So if you don't mind, for the people out here listening, can you give a bit of a self-introduction? Who are you and what are you doing in Taiwan?
Hi, everybody. My name is Johnny Be Goode. I was born and raised in Taiwan. I'm half Taiwanese. My father's from New York. I love music. It's all I do. And I do events.
There you go. Yeah, man. You are an event creator. You are a turntablist.
Not to mention producing music as
and
well.
There we go. And the key ingredient, the X factor right now is producing. Yeah. And so I want to dive into all of those things and a bit of your language journey with New York and Taiwan.
Sure.
So, my man, music is a huge part of your life. You were talking to me off air about how you had a wrestling accident, kind of made you focus on guitar playing and doubling down on music. So can you start us with, what has been your inspiration for music?
Okay, let's go back to all the way in the beginning. When I first heard music, I must have been like 8, 9, and when my parents were still together. And I remember that they would play Frank Sinatra all the time, and I just watched them singing and dancing as a kid. So that was the first time I encountered music, and I loved everything about Frank Sinatra, the voice, the culture, the era. And yeah, that's what started me off. And I guess like I've always listened to what was around me at the time, and that would be when I was 13 and moved to the States. It didn't really hit me until I watched this movie, and it was Back to the Future. So Back to the Future, when Marty McFly goes back to the Under the Sea dance to sing for his parents, his last song was Johnny Be Goode. And that was like, whoa, that's like the coolest thing, watching him play guitar soloing. And then I realized that was a very famous song back in the day by Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
So that's where I got the name Johnny Be Goode.
That's where the DJ name comes from. I was about to say, like, oh my God, it's from, wow. Marty McFly, when he rocks that solo too.
Yeah.
Woo, at the Under the Sea dance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I think I got that right. Yeah, I think it's called a sea dance, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. At least you painted that picture. Yeah, I can totally see. He went to that dance. He played his guitar solo, and you were like, "That's it. I'm hooked."
That was it. And then I was always embedded in me, and I picked up the guitar when I was in the 9th grade, I think. Yeah, and then back to what you're saying. Yeah, I was on the wrestling team for 3 years. Unfortunately, dislocated my elbow my senior year. I was super bummed out. I had like this whole plan on going to college, playing in whatever league. And, well, what do I do now? I had this cast on my arm. I was watching all my friends, progress and going to tournaments. And, I was just like, well, let me get a guitar and just start jamming out. And that's how it reignited my fuel for music.
Nice.
Yeah,
beautiful, man. And I'm so glad, that you found that new reignition for you, because that carried you then to the next chapter, which was producing music and DJing. And when
DJing
did that
was the next step.
Yeah,
yes.
So DJing was the next step. So when did that transition from playing guitar go to DJing?
2000, fast track to 2010, 2011. That's when I moved back to Taiwan. I did not finish college because, you know, I just needed a change of scenery, and, you know, I want to spend more time with my mom, you know, be more in touch with my roots again in Taiwan. So I moved back. I was dabbling with, I actually got into the entertainment side of, you know, acting and modeling. I did not know what I was doing. I'll tell you that. I was a kid. I forget about it. But somebody offered me a job. They're like, hey, you know, I see you're out and you have good vibes, and would you like to work as a PR at a lounge? And that time was Dazzling Champagne. Soon after, I moved on to the next job, which is Spark 101.
Spark, yeah.
I was the MC. And and I was the MC. Kaku, my man, he was the DJ at the time. I was his MC, and I was just like, yo, this is it. I loved being on stage. It was just so thrilling to hype people up, but there was still something missing. I was like, I want to do what Kaku's doing. That's what I want. That's like it. And, you know, I was just so like into it, but nobody would give me a chance. You know, I was just, so as an MC, right, I'm next to the DJ. I'm always like, put your hands up and just look at what the DJ's doing, you know, every single day. And I was just trying to figure out what he was doing. And I would just, this is now fast track another year. I moved to China. I was still the MC. I was a PR of a very mega club in Beijing. And I would sneak into a club every single day in the middle of the day to practice on my own until I was good enough. And I was like, hey, here's my set. Take a listen. Give me a shot. And I did. After like months of grinding, I was there like, I don't know, hours on end, practicing, you know, trying to perfect the craft. And and eventually I got my spot on stage.
Nice, bro. I love that. Shout out to our boy Kaku. He was just on the show a few weeks ago. And I love that hustler mentality of sneaking into the clubs off hours, plugging in your USB or maybe your laptop at that time, and just like learning how to mix and understanding everything. And that's beautiful. And then putting together a set list and presenting it and getting your shot.
Yeah, and it's been a hell of a ride. You know, I've been there for like 6 years. I've been in Chengdu. And now my last base was in Shanghai. So I'm very, very lucky. I'm so fortunate to have met the people I have met and gotten the opportunities I have, because it's unheard of. You know, when like my friends see me doing what I'm doing, it's like, wow, like you're really getting out there. I'm like, yeah, but what they don't see is the struggle, the hardship that comes along with it. Because even though I'm half Taiwanese, I speak perfect Mandarin, I look like a white boy, and everybody treats me like a white boy. And especially because Chinese people can be they alienate themselves from people who aren't Chinese, you know, especially Taiwanese. They'll be like, oh, you're from Taiwan. Okay. But you don't look Taiwanese. You're a white boy, you know. So there's been definitely some challenges along the way, but it's made me to who I am today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of struggle you've overcame, and that racism that comes along with that. And,
for sure.
You know, even like you said, you're half Taiwanese, you speak fluent Mandarin, but you get treated like you're still an outsider.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's even tougher too, because I've been in the music industry a long time, and I see how cliquey that can be, especially in China. So respect for your journey. And thinking though about your producing side. So I know I've had a lot of my DJ friends on this show, but a lot of times people still don't understand the difference between DJing and producing, and understanding how you make songs and music from scratch. And now a big focus of yours has been producing. Is that right?
For sure.
Yeah. So what does the future of DJ Johnny B. Goode look like?
For me, I've always been a lover of all genres, and whenever I play a set, I like to keep, because, you know, our day and age, we have the internet, we have so much information coming at us, and that only brings us to the fact that our attention span gets a lot shorter. So I've noticed that over the years, and performing, especially for people in China, because they're like a blank canvas. You know, they haven't heard this kind of music or this kind of sets. So I was always trying to push the envelope and play more genres into my sets, which I call open format. I like to think that's the style that I've always wanted to do, playing all genres into not all genres, but multiple genres into a set. Now, production is a totally different game. it's basically just layers and layers of drums, you know, snares, claps, and putting it together, bass and synths, and how you can make it all sound beautiful together. And it's a huge challenge for sure. Yeah. But quarantine has made me a better person, and it's making me want to do greater things with music.
And so thinking of that future do you want to push out original tracks?
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Because, you know, to all those that are DJs, you know, I encourage you to do it if you're having fun. But if you really want to take it to the next level as an artist, producing is the only way.
Putting out original tracks is the only way in this industry. Yeah. And I've worked around the world with big artists, and it's the only way, especially because, you know, we know, like you said, it's the next level of a creative artist. And yeah, doing it for fun, that's one thing, but doing it for a career and pushing the envelope, you gotta understand production.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Beautiful, man. Well, I wish you nothing but success. And, you know, for everyone out there listening, I hope they can catch a set of yours soon, because I got to see you play with Kaku at Drip a few weeks ago, and man, your energy and your music selection is so fire. So
Thank you.
I hope people can get to witness that, and now you can bring that into your production.
Yeah,
so.
And for those who didn't go to the Drip or Rough Party, I have my own online radio show called Good Vibes Radio on SoundCloud. You can search me up by Johnny B. Goode, a.k.a. JBG, or just search Good Vibes Radio, Good with the E.
Good Vibes Radio. Yeah, that's it. Heck yeah. Love it, bro.
刚才在访谈一开始的时候 John 不是有讲到说我们来宾他因为以前摔跤受伤的关系，转而开始玩吉他，开始更努力朝音乐界发展吗？那讲到这边的时候，有一个片语我们来听一下， To double down on something， 它可以用来表示更加努力做某件事。好，所以这边提到的这句 doubling down on music， 就是在说更努力的在音乐领域发展。或者例如像可能警察要加强取缔违规停车， The police are doubling down on illegal parking。 好，但有趣的是呢，这句片语它其实是从扑克牌21点来的，就是你在玩21点的时候啊，趁着手里的牌好赶快加倍下注，以得到再抽一张牌的机会。后来就因为你这样子做带有一种可能就是冒险犯难的精神，所以就被引申为刚刚讲的加倍努力做某件事的意思。好，所以这位台美混血在台湾念小学，后来搬到美国纽约长大的 Johnny B. Goode， 当初是怎么开始接触音乐，到现在变成在亚洲叱咤风云的男神 DJ 嘞？原来呢，一开始是因为他爸妈以前都会听 Frank Sinatra， 好，就是我们讲的这位爵士歌王瘦皮猴的歌，所以让这位从小在美声中耳濡目染的他，在心中种下了音乐种子。但这颗种子呢，却是一直到后来看了《回到未来》那部电影之后，才真正发芽。而且啊，他的 DJ 名也是因为电影里面穿插的那一首 Johnny B. Goode 而来。整个电影对他影响可以说是蛮大的。但这一切呢，其实都是在高中之后才开始的。好，就是在他那时候因为摔跤受伤，手肘脱臼，就不能再比赛，所以就想说，不然开始来弹吉他好了。虽然说那时候只是在弹吉他而已，但是他的未来呢，却因为一个受伤给他带来更大的收获。真的是塞翁失马焉知非福，对不对？后来是在搬回台湾住之后，因缘际会下跟我们上礼拜有来节目的 DJ Goode 有合作，有跟他共事，才开启了他的 DJ 之路。但也不是说他之后就很顺利的成为 DJ 咯，是在每天偷偷溜进夜店里面花好几个小时练习，自己默默完成音乐作品给人家听了之后，人家喜欢，才有了演出机会，也才呢有今天这样子的表现。这边有2个字我们练习一下，第一个是 reignite 或是 reignition。好，它有重新点燃、重新激起的意思。所以他们提到因为摔跤受伤不能在比赛的时候，讲到说吉他重新激起它和音乐的火花，用的就是这个字。那如果我们把字首 re 拿掉的话，变成 ignite 或是 ignition， 那大家知道会变怎样吗？对，很简单，就是少了重新的意涵，变成只有原来的点燃或是激起的意思。另外是一个片语，我们也一起学起来 on end。 它有连续的意思，像我们刚刚不是说他都会偷偷溜进夜店里面自己默默练习当 DJ 去弄音乐吗？而且都是一练就好几个小时。那想要表示这个连续好几个小时的时候，就可以说 for hours on end， 或者像连续好几天的话，就把小时换成天数 for days on end。好，甚至连续好几个星期、好几个月的话，也都可以这样用，就变成是 for weeks on end, for months on end。好，再来Johnny提到说因为不少听众都很像一张白纸，很多音乐种类都没有听过，所以让他有很大的空间可以去创造不同的音乐风格。加上呢，自己本身也就很喜欢走这样的路线，所以常常也会去挑战，去超越自己的极限，好给自己打造一种混搭风的音乐清单。来，这边又有2个道地片语，我不得不提出来给大家学一下。一个是 blank canvas， 一个是 to push the envelope。好 blank canvas 很简单，我们可以直接去从它的字面意思推敲含义。blank 是空白，那 canvas 是帆布，所以指的呢就是像我们讲的像白纸一样的人，好，或是某个情况某个事情因为没有定案，所以可以自由发挥。那 push the envelope 这个片语可能比较少人听过，比较难一点点，因为它很难去联想。想说 envelope 不是信封吗？是要推什么信封？其实呢，这边的 envelope 是一种技术性的字，指战机、飞机它们的性能范围或是极限，像是最高飞行速度啦，或是最高飞行高度等等。比如说某台战机的最高时速限制是7000公里好了，但你硬要给它开到7100、7200，哇，那你就是在 pushing the envelope， 好，在超越它的性能范围了。所以同样概念延伸到我们今天的话题，就是在说来宾他挑战自我，去创造更多种类的音乐。我们再来一个例句，习惯一下这种用法好了。He's the DJ who has pushed the envelope in his music。好，他就是那一名挑战自己音乐创作的 DJ。 好啦，那这段内容就先在这边告一段落，我们赶快继续来听下半段的分享吧。
So speaking of the good guys, you and your crew unfortunately just had to postpone a beautiful event that you were going to be doing. Can you give
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about that?
It was called, our event was called Stop the Hate, and basically, a lot of Asians in the States, or not even just outside of Asia, have been receiving a lot of hate crimes and racism, and we really want to do something good about that and really spread awareness, because I feel like people in Taiwan are very desensitized by it. I've actually spoken to a reporter about, this event, and it's like, well, we don't have any hate crimes here in Taiwan. I was like, why should we report? Why should we care? It's literally what they said. And I was like, well, what I think that is important is that you guys don't realize that this is an ongoing feud, not only non-Asian people hating on Asians, but Asians hate on Asians. So we really want to get onto the topic of that and really bring people like-minded individuals, young collectives, entertainment, artists, culinary, tech. We had this whole panelist of people to really come in and share and talk about the subject. So that was our event, and unfortunately we postponed. We were going to make t-shirts, to really raise money and donate to the AAPI community, because just want to do something good for once, and I guess that's why we're called the good guys, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. It's very mafia. It's very appropriate for your last name, but it's actually all about good vibes in real.
That's right.
Yeah, I
That's
love
right.
it. I love it. A lot of beautiful things, man. And
So sorry, if you guys are interested in this kind of event, follow us on Instagram as well at Good Guys Taipei, and hopefully we'll see you at the event.
yeah, man, stay tuned for that. I'm sure that will be something beautiful when this COVID situation kind of calms down, that you can get going. Yeah, so much love, and I'm so grateful that you are doing that, because like you said, man, the topic of Asian on Asian hate is something that I think is, the next level, the level up of having these types of conversations. And yeah, man, it makes me think about the conversations I would have, when I would be in LA about Mexican on Mexican hate, or like black on black hate, and it's just like,
exactly, and
we just got to raise that awareness.
It's time that we unite, especially in this kind of day and age, and what we're going through as a whole world citizen.
Yeah, no doubt. Respect. All right, my brother. Well, if you don't mind, can we transition a little bit to kind of the story of the multicultural kid that you were?
100%, man.
Yeah, man.
So
you were born in Taiwan, spent a lot, I believe, elementary school, primary school in Taiwan, and then you moved to New York. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Woo! So what was that like, bro? Moving to one of the roughest places in America.
Yeah. When I was a kid, man, I went to Fuxing, which is like one of the most prestige, quote unquote, prestige schools in Taipei. It was really tough. And I was the only white kid there.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, man, little kids can be mean.
Oof,
and
ruthless.
Yeah, I definitely got like all kinds of like derogatory, like 那个老外 or 死白人 or no, just like stuff like that. And sure, I didn't understand it when I was a kid because nobody does, right? You're just like, oh, well, I feel like crap. Thanks. And but obviously I realized that I was just an outsider and that's just how it is. People tend to like to pick on the only person who is different. Now, when I moved to the States, I was 13 and I graduated from primary school. Sorry, I'm thinking in Chinese sometimes.
Yeah, no worries.
And I thought, in order for me to fit into American society, let me dye my hair bleach blonde. So that's what I did. And I went out there to New York, like to the suburbs, like, where there's like a lot of Italians and, and they're like, who's this Mexican kid? I'm like, well, damn it. So yeah, I just immediately everybody's like you're half Chinese and why do you look Mexican? And then, like before class, they call out your name, right? So they call my name like Leibowitz. I'm like, here. And then like, Leibowitz, this guy's from Taiwan and he's Jewish. Jeez, man, what the hell is going on? So I definitely got a lot of smoke for that for a couple of years. And, I was confused for sure. I felt like I didn't belong for the longest time. And it's only when I moved out of the suburbs into the city. I was living in the Bronx with my father in a Jewish community, but it was still like a very diverse high school. And I felt like that was where I was able to like kind of find myself, and that's when I discovered music. So, and I got more in tune with myself. So I was more comfortable in my own skin. So for those that have been bullied in your past, in your life, like it's only going to make you stronger. I feel like it's just a stepping stone in life for you to become a better man or woman.
Well said, my man. Well said. And thinking about, your kind of language journey during that time, were you already fluent in Mandarin and English when you moved to the States?
No, actually. When I moved so I pronunciated everything perfectly English-wise, but I took ESL for a year.
Yeah, probably because reading and writing wasn't as strong.
Exactly,
right?
And grammar was a problem because Mandarin and English is kind of like backwards.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm very lucky that I grew up speaking Mandarin to my mom and English to my dad. I'll be honest though, I have no idea how I've been able to maintain my Mandarin skills because a lot of my friends did the same thing, like left or, at 3rd, 4th grade or even elementary or even high school. And their Chinese is like not up to par. and like, I guess China has really helped me a lot though. I'm just like really super blessed, man. Like I don't know where I would be now.
Yeah, because it makes me think too, do you remember anything that actually helped maintain your Mandarin levels?
No, because when I was in the States, I didn't have any friends that spoke Mandarin.
Right. And your mom was in Taiwan?
My mom was in Taiwan. I was living with my dad. And yeah, just I would come back every summer, for summer vacation. But that was about it, man.
Interesting. Yeah, so you maybe when you were in China, it really did, solidify what you probably already had. But I mean, you were there for almost 7 years, right?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, so that's you're probably speaking a lot of Chinese during that time.
Yeah, for sure. But
it is still different though. Yeah, so like.
I picked up the Beijing accent a little bit.
Sure you did. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Awesome, brother. Well, unfortunately, we're almost running out of time here, but. Shout out to your journey, shout out to your music career. And, like you said, being bullied had a lot of positive impacts for you and kind of, your mentality and and how you've adjusted and overcame things. But a question I love to ask to end the show here on NG 英文 is, if you could go back and talk to a younger Johnny, would there be any advice you give yourself about language or life or music?
I would say to myself, it doesn't matter where you've been and who are you with and what's your situation's like. It's the size of your heart that matters and the strength of your character. So just keep on going.
Poetic, dude.
Yeah.
Love that. That's that good vibes. Hey!
Good vibes.
Good vibes radio. Nice, my brother. Well, where can people find all your music online? Where can they find your radio show?
You can find me on Instagram, JBG all day. You can find me on SoundCloud, Good Vibes Radio.
Beautiful. All right, Johnny. Well, thanks for making some time today, my man.
Thank you for having me, John.
Absolutely. And I'll hopefully catch you at our show very, very soon.
Definitely.
And if not, I'll catch you online.
下半段一开始，他们提到的是之前 Johnny 跟他朋友本来在筹划的一个爱心活动，主要就是呼吁大家要和平相处，不要因为种族的不同而仇恨彼此。尤其像最近西方国家就有很多仇视亚洲人的行为出现，但可能因为我们身在亚洲吧，周围的人又都一样是黄皮肤的亚洲人，对这样的议题呢，大概就比较 desensitized， 比较无感一点，所以他才希望可以透过这样的活动呢，来倡导在这方面的观念。那在讲到这部分的时候啊，他们用到的字是 hate crime， 好，翻成中文我们说仇恨罪，就是西方国家近年来新闻很常报道的仇视亚洲人、仇视黑人，甚至仇视同性恋等等。但可惜的是呢，因为最近肺炎疫情恶化，所以目前活动是延期。那如果有兴趣的话，大家可以到 IG 追踪他们，了解活动最新进展哦。再来 Johnny 提到他小学的时候是在台北念的，那因为混血儿嘛，外形跟周围的小朋友就不太一样，所以常常都会被人家排挤。虽然说会讲中文，但是长得就不一样，所以同学之间多多少少还是会产生一些小圈圈。后来搬到美国后想说要融入大家，要跟大家一样嘛，就去把头发染成金色。结果到了学校，没想到同学大多都是意大利裔的，没什么金头发。结果他一个台美混血，长得像墨西哥的人，有着一头金发，然后还是犹太人的名字，搞得他变成不但在台湾融不进同学圈子里，在美国也被排挤在外。所以那时候对自己的定位就是迷惘到不行，一直到上高中换了环境之后，才开始慢慢有改善，开始找到自己。这边有个片语我们来听一下， To be in tune with someone or something，它有跟某人或是某事相契合，两边都协调的意思。所以刚才他在节目中提到说，上高中之后变得比较 in tune with myself， 就可以理解成是这边我们说的找到自己，认识自己。我们再听一个例子， Her dress was great, but just not quite in tune with the occasion。 她的洋装很美，但是有点不太适合场合。好，那访谈最后呢，来宾分享到我们要保持强大内心的重要性。不管我们身在何方，周遭的人是谁，还是你当前的处境怎么样，这些呢都不重要，重要的是你的态度，你的心去怎么去面对这一切。好， It's the size of your heart that matters and the strength of your character。 哇，真的是太有深度的一句话了，人帅然后内心又这么有深度。大家如果有兴趣的话呢，待会节目过后赶快去他的 SoundCloud 听听他的节目，认识他吧。
Amen, brother.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon. Peace, brother.
Peace.
All right. Well, that is our NG 英文 show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG 英文, or you can search on IG NG English ICRT. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.